Okay, this will be episode 2 for today, so that won't be episode 2 on the total uh, listings, but we're going to go ahead and go with. I've got 3 packs of 8 movies, so I may be able to pull this one off. But it's a series called Drive-In Classics that came from Mill Creek Entertainment. Uh, there may be some repeats as I progress today, so please bear with me. I'll try to talk le- less about those ones that I'm repeating. So, uh, movie pickup. It's got it's these 2 females that get picked up by a guy in an RV, and it's all about some weird things that happen. It's sexploitation film from the '70s, of course. It came out in 1980, which means it was filmed '79 probably. So it's still basically in the '70s movie. Uh, the Sister-in-Law, which is basically it's sexploitation film about some chick who destroys her brother, her husband's brother. There's uh, the Stepmother's next from 1972. The Sister-in-Law was in '74. Um, the Sister-in-Law starred John Savage from The Deer Hunter, but the Stepmother actually has Larry Linville from MASH, which uh, is kind of cool. It gives a little bit more depth into that, into his ability to acting. A movie called Stepmother. Oh wait, okay, yeah, that was the one, Larry Linville. This chick basically sleeps with her husband's son. She's kind of a lascivious type character, anyway. Next one called The Teacher. Basically a chick that's sleeping with her student. Trip with Teacher. This one, it's one of those really weird rape films that they did back in the '70s. This one came out in '75. It's about a couple of bikers who kidnap a busload of female students and their teacher, and they put them through some, really bad uh, film footage. Um, Followed by Best Friends. It's got Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica. About 2 couples in a RV, and they, just the crap they get into, a bunch of trouble and everything. Cindy and Donna, 2 sisters growing up in middle class parents, too occupied with booze and sex. It's basically 2 sisters just trying to one up each other as far as their promiscuous nature goes. Followed by Malibu High, which is just one of those really weird flicks about high. They're trying too hard to be like Animal House and stuff like that, and they fail in comparison. That was Volume 1. Volume 2 is Driving Classics, of course, Volume 2. Now, this one has a lot of new digital transfers, which really improve the quality. The first one's Madmen of Honduras, which is also renamed as They Saved Hitler's Brain. Both versions are on here. Of course, one is 74 minutes, the other one's 91 minutes. But it's basically your island with mad scientist on it, that kind of stuff. Next movie is a movie called Terrified. They're it's something to do with psychological terror. Bloodlust. It's also another film of like somebody on an island. It's got Robert Reed of the Brady Bunch. This guy, though, he waits for people to basically fall into his trap, which is landing on his island, and then he spends the time hunting them down, turning them into it turns it into a hunting trip, which has been remade a million times over the years. The Creeping Terror. It's it says newlywed couples honeymoon is interrupted when an alien spaceship lands near their home in Angel County, California. Next one's Land of the Minotaur. It's another new transfer, followed by that one came out in 1977. The Hearse came out in 1980. It's another high definition master. And The Devil's Hand is another one. It's a It's a new transfer, but what it is I'll actually I've got several of these copies of this one too. Really good copy on this one. This is the best transfer yet. But it's about this guy. He dreams about this woman. Him and his fiance wind up going by this doll store. He sees a doll looks just like her. Winds up wrangling him into this whole cult where he's supposed to be getting involved with this one female. And actually, it's funny because Darren's boss, I think his name's Larry, on Bewitched, plays the guy that runs the cult, which is kind of an interesting way to look at the guy, because you've seen him as this bumbling guy for years. But also, Driving Classics Volume 3, 8 movie classics. Also, what thing is kind of cool, I don't know if you're going to be able to see or not, there's Jack Davis artwork on here. So, I mean, that's an added bonus. But, here we go. The Babysitter, basically a movie. It came out in 1969. It's a movie about banging a babysitter. Followed by Weekend with the Babysitter from 1971, which, wow, another movie about banging a babysitter. This movie's hilarious. I've got a couple copies of it that I'll be going over today over the next couple episodes. The Pink Angels. Now, this movie's a blast. It's got Dan Haggerty in it. It came out in 1971. It's a movie about these big burly motorcycle guys, and the twist is they're all cross-dressers. This movie is a riot. You get about 20 minutes to the end, though, you can figure out, oh crap, they ran out of a budget, so everybody's been paid and everybody's wanting to go on to the next project, so these guys are just like, trying to rush through, and it really doesn't add to the film, but it really doesn't detract. It's just the movie's a lot of fun. If you get a chance to watch it, it is a blast. Blood Mania came out in 1970. It's about this girl who's basically trying to off her father because he's an abortionist and a doctor, and she thinks she's going to be able to get the inheritance and stuff, and it's this whole love triangle crazy crap. Single Room Furnished came out in 1968. Now, this movie was probably the cream of the crop, because this is Jane Mansfield's final movie. Amazing movie. It was kind of strange and dark, kind of twisted, but it really gave a new dimension to Mansfield's ability to act. Because the stuff I've seen her in before was just basic, sexploitation or just anything to show off her breasts, basically, and that's where her talent came from, it seemed. This, however, proves the contrary. Really good movie. I mean, it's just fantastic. We move on to Van Nuys Boulevard. Now, during the late 70s, there was this rash of people owning van movies, and I do remember at the time period when I was a kid, everybody was talking about vans in the late 80s. Actually, my cousins and I were talking about it quite a bit too. Don't know why, because I really wasn't interested, I don't think, but it was still something that people were talking about a lot. Just a guy, he basically goes to the beach, he hangs out in his van, and he's getting laid. That's an underlying theme in all three of these box sets. It's a lot of sexploitation. Next one, it's the Pom Pom Girls. It's just your senior year, going out, getting crazy and everything. If I remember correctly, Robert Carradine is in this movie, one of his first appearances. The next appearance, Malibu Beach, another beach movie that has a van. It's kind of crazy. A lot of these movies were trying too hard to be Animal House, failing miserably, but still holding their own. It's a good testament to that time period. And I got to say, I enjoyed all the films on all three of these. Granted, the whole rape thing, just, I don't know, those movies were really kind of strange, really hard to sit through because of that. If they wouldn't have had those scenes, I think that the movies would have been a lot more tolerable and actually more enjoyable. So that is the end of episode 2 for today. I'm not quite sure what the episode number would be, because I'm not up currently on what I have. So that's the end of this one. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys later. Bye.